As years go by, the array of GPU choices grows comparatively larger, making it even harder to choose the right GPU for your PC build. But today, to help you with that, we've got only the best choices you could go for right now for each specific scenario and build. So stay tuned and let's get to it. Top 5. To kick things off, we have what is currently the best card you can buy. This thing is massive, not only in terms of size but also performance-wise. It is a beast for 4K gaming, keeping almost every title stable at around 60 FPS, and often even further than that. Having said that, let's address the elephant in the room here: its prices. The one thing that detracts customers from this card is the steep prices. Right now, the cheapest you can find is at around $1,800, but those deals often sell out pretty quickly, so you have to have a quick trigger to get these exceptional GPUs. But in case you can get around that and have the means to afford it, you can be sure that its 24 GB of VRAM and 82 teraflops will keep it in your build with no need for an upgrade for a long time. It has the best ray tracing performance you could ask for, and with DLSS frame generation, you can double that performance, guaranteeing you get the maximum out of your 4K 120Hz monitor. Top 4. Now, if you still want to enjoy 4K and ray tracing but are a little bit on the budget-conscious side of things, perhaps the RTX 4070 Ti Super is your best bet. While some may argue that the 4080 should be in this spot, we can't argue with the fact that 15% more performance for around $400 more isn't worth it at all. In terms of performance, while this GPU is not as powerful as the 4090, it still holds its own, delivering up to 60 FPS in some demanding titles like Alan Wake 2 and Cyberpunk 2077 with DLSS quality on. This card may sometimes have a hard time pushing those frame rates above 60 FPS, but often, setting the graphics from ultra to high or medium does the trick. In any case, if you don't have the bucks to spend on a 4090 but still want ray tracing, this is the best card for you right now. Top 3. As we proceed with the list and approach the most budget-friendly picks, AMD stands out as the leading manufacturer in this category. And in the top 3, we have the RX 6800 as the best 1080p graphics card you can buy right now. The latest RX 7600 XT is around $60 cheaper than this one, but the performance gap is so large in favor of the RX 6800, which earns its place on the list of the best, even though it is from a previous generation. In fact, it is on par with and around 2% better than the RX 7700 XT, and this one is around $20 more expensive. With the 6800, you can play literally every game at 1080p and frequently hit the 240 FPS mark. It is a great card for competitive gaming as well if you pair it with a decent processor that'll maintain its performance. So, when you consider that even though this card is relatively old already and is still performing well in 2024, there is no better place for it than in the top 3. Top 2. Now that we're entering the realm of 1440p, things get really competitive, as this resolution is gaining significant recognition as time goes by and monitors become more affordable. GPU manufacturers are tailoring cards specifically for this resolution, much like they did with 4K. We'll start with the best performance you can get for the price, and for that, there's no beating the 7900 XT currently. It even outperforms the 4070 Ti Super while being around $70 cheaper. Sure, it doesn't have an absurd ray tracing performance, and some may argue that FSR isn't as good as DLSS as an upscaler. But with the amount of raw performance this card delivers at 1440p, there's no need for an upscaler at all. In terms of performance, it is closely related to the 4080 Super or the normal 4080, but obviously it is way cheaper than those GPUs. And the amount of performance this card delivers relative to its price is what puts it in this position. Top 1. At the top of the list for the best GPUs you can get right now in the first semester of 2024, we have the RX 7800 XT. This GPU is a stellar choice for those seeking high performance at a reasonable price. In terms of comparison, it is around $480, while the 7900 XT costs around $760. Now, it may seem like a significant difference, and it actually is, but what tipped the scales in favor of the 7800 XT was its performance. It performs around 20 FPS lower than the 7900 XT in a couple of titles, but in most games, such as Spider-Man Miles Morales and Hogwarts Legacy, the FPS is already so high that the difference is not perceptible to our eyes. Besides, is a 20 FPS difference worth $200? For most people, the answer is no. The main competitor of the 7800 XT in terms of price and performance is now the 4070 Ti Super, and even though the 4070 Ti Super costs around $140 more, it still performs slightly worse at native 1440p. So, in the $480 price range, there is basically no competition for this card. All of this positions it as the best GPU you can get right now in terms of price to performance. You can check the GPU prices in the description and the pinned comment below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and share your thoughts in the comments, subscribe, and stay tuned for our next videos.